I'm Josie Koenig. Alright. According to the Public Health Report by the U.S. Surgeon General, 1 in 5 college students are facing issues with mental health. Looking at the number of college students in this room, someone next to you could be struggling or feeling the same way as you are. But this is not a dead-end road. There are many ways to improve your mental health, including through physical activity. There's a significant relationship between physical activity and mental health. Today, I will inform you of the impact physical activity has on mental health, the importance of choosing the right domain and activity, and the science behind the results. To start, we will look at how physical activity affects mental health. Physical activity is known to be effective of relieving symptoms of mental illness and improving overall well-being. According to this public health report, specifically among young people, physical activity can improve cognition, as well as reduces the risk of depression and depressed mood. This research shows how the brain works better after bodily movement. As these cognitive functions improve, it's easier to study, do better on tests, and focus on assignments. I know when I struggle with assignments, I like to get up and go for a walk, and when I come back, I'm more willing to focus on the task at hand. Not only did this study cognitive functions, but also the risk of depression and depressive symptoms. Movement and exercise are known to elevate mood and lessen the effect of depressive symptoms. In a study relating to this article, published in the magazine Sports Medicine by Thomas Schwenk and Scott Paluska, it stated physical activity appears to be as effective as other therapeutic modalities for the treatment of mild or moderate depressive symptoms. Physical activity improved results when added to therapy or a medicine regimen, as well as independently. This research also concluded the effectiveness of reducing anxiety and anxiety symptoms. As college students, it's easy to slide and get into a slump, especially during this final season. Exercise can be a start to relieve some of these symptoms, help with studying techniques, and increasing overall well-being. To gain these benefits, it is important to know the type of exercise that has the biggest impact on mental health. The domain and the type of physical activity are two important aspects of exercising to improve mental health. In a meta-analysis conducted by Rhiannon White and other researchers titled Domain-Specific Physical Activity and Mental Health, it found that the domain in which physical activity occurs influences the relationship between physical activity and mental health. It found that leisure time activity was the most beneficial towards improving mental health. A leisure time activity is an activity that you choose and truly enjoy. This could include walking, running, swimming, or any non-competitive sport like volleyball. These researchers believe that performing this physical activity as something you choose is crucial for benefiting mental health. Other forms were found to be less effective. Work time activity had equal results for both positive and a negative impact. Transport, household, educational, and school sports had positive and negative results depending on the person being tested. The only consistently positive was leisure time activity. Paluska and Schwenk dug deeper into these types of exercise to find what was most influential for mental health, and found that the type does not have a significant impact on the results. So whether you like cardio better than strength training or vice versa, you don't have to force yourself to do the other activity in order to gain these benefits mentally. However, the regimen and the intensity of the activity were consequential details that made a big difference. Moderate intensity exercise was found to be the most effective at improving mental health compared to low or high intensity. And intensity levels can vary from person to person. For some, elevated walking could be considered moderate intensity, while for others, it could take a lot more. This study also found that 30-minute increments were the most successful versus 10-minute increments spaced throughout the day. Now that we've figured out the benefits and factors that influence the relationship between exercise and mental health, let's dive into the science behind the connection. Jennifer Pilati, the author of The Science of Movement, Exercise, and Mental Health, stated, "You can alter your emotional experience by doing something physical." She then supported this message by explaining how the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system are interconnected. The central nervous system, pictured there, monitors the emotional response, while the peripheral nervous system tracks physical activity. This can be seen with the release of chemicals and endorphins when exercising, such as dopamine or serotonin, which are considered feel-good chemicals and boost mood. This science proves how the physical activity from the peripheral nervous system benefits the brain functioning from the central nervous system. Kenneth Fox, in the journal The Influence of Physical Activity on Mental Well-Being, continues to use this science to support the effects of exercise on mental health. Dr. Fox found the biological link between physical activity and mental health is why the interval is more important than the length of exercise performed. This relationship between the peripheral nervous system and the central nervous system focuses on a whole new section of data that connects physical activity to the brain. This is another reason why there are fewer negative effects than positive when you exercise, because of this release of chemicals which creates a positive reaction and benefits you both mentally and physically. The science behind the relationship between physical activity and mental health only deepens our understanding of the benefits that it produces. All of these points bring to attention the influence of exercise on mental health, the importance of choosing the correct domain and interval that you perform, and the science between the movement and the mood. Physical activity has known to have a significant impact on mental health. As college students, it is important to apply this information to our own lives and make a real difference by exercising to improve our mental health.